Good morning. Big up to everybody joining me. It's your boy, Mark, and MUFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. Smash those likes and subscribe. On the road to 1K subscribers, guys. Come on, guys. You see that button there clicking? Click the subscribe. Help the channel grow. Smash the likes early, guys, because every like counts. It helps the channel spread to the very next possible viewer, and they can join us in the chat, and we can all have a great time. So, guys, big up to you guys. Big up to you, Brush, as well. Big up to you, Elite Baller, coming in. And yes, smash those likes, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. Let's go, guys. Big up to Yali Malmin. I hear we bid for Edison. I also hear from a source which wants clicks. Don't think we have a bid yet. I agree with that, in my honest opinion. Big up to you coming in, Yali. And I'm going to bring the news to you right now. And it's unexpectedly, Manchester United have offered to sign the 25-year-old Brazil star in a Wednesday meeting. They make an unexpected offer. Apparently, this is the news that's being reported. What I have been hearing, guys, is that Manchester United is actually, trying to set up the stage to sign this player because they want to have two players in the squad that could fill the midfield role. Let's get into this article and hear what it's saying, and then we can go down to the end after I get through all the rest of stories, and I will give you the entire breakdown of all of them from myself. Big up to you guys coming in. Manchester United are aiming to sign new midfielder before the transfer deadline. The Reds have had a decent transfer window so far, already signing Xerxes, Euro, De Ligt, and Nusa Mazraoui. Now, looking to bring in Manuel Ugarte is the next option. It's where their focus have been for the last coming weeks, and a holding midfielder is the priority for United. Alfredo Padula is also claiming that the club had made a verbal offer to sign Edison from Atlanta. So that means it was not an actual offer. It's a verbal offer, testing the waters to see what it goes. Representatives from United and Atlanta had a meeting yesterday to settle some paperwork related to the sale of Rasmus Højlund last season. During the process, the Red Devils made a bid worth £42.6 million for the 25-year-old, but it was immediately turned down by Atalanta. The Bergamo outfit don't want to lose the Brazilian with just 9 days left to find a replacement. The relationship between two clubs are still excellent, and there's a possibility that United could make a fresh approach for Edison in the future. Guys, United are more likely to sign Ugarte after this. But at the end of the day, we always knew that Ugarte was the main priority of the transfer window, right? So let's keep the news coming, guys, because there's more on offer. And as you know, the interesting news reports coming in right now is that Leeds United are coming heavy favorites to sign Hannibal Mejbri. One of our biggest and fiercest rivals have emerged, guys, as a contender to get our press-resistant youngster. Now, I think this might be a good fit for him. I prefer him to go to Burnley. But guys, what are your thoughts in the comments about Hannibal Mejbri and that bid, that reported, verbal bid that we made for Edison? Let me know in the comments, and I will be interacting with that. Drop your questions in. Don't forget, put a Q in front, and we'll be getting into all of them very shortly. Let's get into the story about Hannibal Mejbri and hear what it has to say. Manchester United have only 8 days remaining to sanction any further signings or sales at Old Trafford. The Red Devils have already bid farewell to the likes of Alvaro Fernandez, Willy Kwambala, Donny van der Beek, Mason Greenwood, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and yesterday, Facundo Pellistri, guys, all to the tune of somewhere in the region of 45 to 47.6 million pounds. Now, such transfer business falls in line with fans' desires to get rid of players that the club deemed as deadwood, a phrase I would like us as fans to completely be rid of. I think it's too derogatory, but at the same time, let's keep it moving. So also, while raising funds and making space for new arrivals, it's certainly been a transfer window that showcased Ineos' intent, and so hats off to them. Yet there's still several deals that could get over the line before deadline day. Scott McTominay is one. Jadon Sancho might be another, while there are a host of players at the club who are actively looking to rid themselves, avoid having them leave for nothing in 2025. Hannibal Mejbri is included in this bracket. He's on the back of a tumultuous loan spell with Sevilla, whom he opted to join over Everton for the second half of the 23-24 campaign. And while Hannibal's time at Sevilla was nothing short of disastrous, guys, it's a fresh report coming in that although we know There was Burnley heavily interested in Hannibal. They are still in negotiations with United. Leeds have coming heavy on the back of a sale of one of their top midfielders. So they've got some money in the coffers, guys. Let's see how it goes. I think it's going to be a deal that could be done in the next 24 hours. We could be hearing a here we go from Hannibal Mejbri leaving either to Leeds, which I think might be the top candidate, or possibly to Burnley. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know, and let's see what's going on. Let's jump right down into those comments and see how it's going, and then we'll move right back on to the last two stories of today. Big up to you guys. 19 away from 900 subs. Guys, I'm getting close to that 1K. Let's keep this final push and let's drive it hard. Share the likes, share the channel around, clip it up. You know, even those wild takes that you like, clip them up, post them around. Let the people get the message of the Man United fan channel. Mark and MUFC fan, it's coming. Big up to you guys coming in, Casimir. Big up to you, Frank. Glory, glory, Man United. Big up to Stephanie Griffith saying good morning to Mark and the Marketeers. Big up. Might need another E there. Big up to you. Elite Baller is coming in well. Big up to Nikhil as well. What's going on? What's going on with you guys? Hit the like. Show some support. If you're new, subscribe, says Nikhil. Big up to you, my brother. Thank you for that. Thank you. Brendan is saying sell to Leeds and get a percentage on the next sale. Leeds has a better sales than Burnley. 100%. I agree. Big up to you, Noah. Noah, hats off to you last night, bro. I saw you getting in on the streams last night. You had a good time. Big up, my brother. Hope you enjoyed yourself. You know what I mean? Big up to Timono Ugueno. Latest on Chido Obi Martin, please. We will be talking about him shortly, guys. Stick around. Smash the like and subscribe. We will be talking about Chido very shortly. You know, the news is still the same with Chido, but let's keep it moving. Now, let's talk about Jadon Sancho, guys. Barcelona are preparing a loan move with 100% of Jadon Sancho's wages covered. Now, this current report coming in, I don't know how to believe this because, as you know, guys, Barcelona are said to be broke, but they're going to make some moves out of their team. One of their major earners in Ilkay Gundogan is moving back to Manchester United. I think it has been confirmed last night that the move has been done. Now, there's one or two other moves happening with Barcelona. Could they really have the wage room to take on young Jadon Sancho, guys? You know, not so young anymore, but the player has not shown or delivered at Manchester United thus far. We have not seen what we paid for. So it's one of those things where I'm looking at it from the perspective, if they can take his wages, maybe we do a loan deal. Let him go there, play some time. He still has a year left on his contract, even though he goes, and we could sell him at the end if he does really increase his value. Now, it's one of those things for me, if the money's not right for the loan deal, then we should just keep him. We have a long season. At the same time, we need to build on what we have been doing all along. And, you know, we can't afford to have too many injuries without possible backups. And, you know, even though he might be a backup for now, who's to say his form can't increase? And Brendan is saying exchange for De Jong. That might be a good idea. Maybe it's something that could be done. I'm not sure if there's enough time with 9 days left to get a deal like this over the line. But let's see, Brendan. It would certainly be exciting if something like that happens, because at the end of the day, we get a player we need, they get a player they want, and we will all be happy. I think it would build both teams going forward. Now, let's get into this other article coming in right now, and it's Scott McTominay, guys. And it's not the greatest news that you wanted to see, but at the same time, it's the news that's coming in right now. And Napoli don't want to pay more than 20 million euros for Scott McTominay. And this could be a stumbling block, or it could be a situation where Man United might just say, you know what, let's just take the deal and get the player moving. We need the funds, and, you know, we're going to have replacements coming in. Maybe we take the losses this summer. We have already taken losses on lots of players, but we need to rebuild the squad. SSC Napoli continue complex negotiations for Manchester United's Scott McTominay, but do not want to pay over 20 million euros. The Scottish international had a relatively successful season last year, scoring 10 goals in all competitions, but had to make do with largely a bench role. The player's new place in the team was highlighted by an 11-minute appearance off the bench as United chased a late winner versus Fulham on opening day. This has seen Fulham and Galatasaray show serious interest in the player over the course of the summer, but he has been deemed too expensive by both clubs as United asked for £25 million. Napoli have subsequently emerged as the most likely destination for Scott McTominay if he is indeed to leave the club this summer. He has reportedly agreed personal terms with the Serie A champions of 2023. This morning's La Gazzetta dello Sport confirmed that any move from McTominay is inevitably linked to the sale of Victor Osimhen. It's also reported that once again, Napoli have a little appetite to pay United's asking price of €30 million and would not be willing to offer more than $20 million. Nonetheless, Corriere dello Sport are a bit optimistic as they report that there are continuous contacts between the two clubs over a deal for the Scottish international, and he is the real and great objective for the midfield. Consequently, delicate and complex negotiations worth the player's value are set to follow over the coming days before the window slams shut in just over a week. If Napoli want to go above €20 million, it leaves United in a bit of a predicament. At the beginning of the month, Fulham reportedly made an offer more valuable in £20 million, which was rejected, and the decision makers at Old Trafford have seen that deal go away. Therefore, the Red Devils need to make a decision on whether to accept a lower bid to get him off the wage bill, or do they allow him to stay and risk losing him on a free next season when his current deal expires. There's also a possibility they can extend for one more season, but that could just be kicking the decision down the road for one more year, and they could be faced with exactly the same issues in 2025. And with the probable arrival of Manuel Ugarte before the end of the window, it looks like McTominay will only slip further down the pecking order, where he will remain at the club, maybe most likely on the bench. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, guys, because I think this deal is something that Man United need to be doing, and we need to get it over with. You know, some people might disagree with me, but I don't think getting £20 million is that important, if at all. It keeps us from getting this player out the door and creating room for the new players to come in. Now, there's some interesting reports coming in as well, guys, and I just wanted to bring this to you all. As you know, I did say there was 2 more reports. It's not just Scott McTominay, and this seems like a more decent situation. I think some of you might be interested in this. I'm not 100% sure, but let me know when you see the picture. Big up to you. It's not just Sancho, Mark. Last night, I heard some rumors that FC Barcelona wants Marcus Rashford. Yeah, I heard that too, Theodore, but Manchester United, if you watched my stream yesterday morning, I said to you that Manchester United said no when it came in reasoning with Marcus Rashford. They are not willing to allow him to leave currently unless it's a very, very important fee. At the same time, they would like him to try his best and perform to the heights that they expected of him, that everyone expects of Marcus this season, before considering moving him on out of the club. So I don't think it's a deal that we will do unless they come in with a high value, somewhere in the region of 65 to 75 million pounds. Other than that, I don't think we will be taking that deal. Smash the likes and subscribe, guys. Big up to Elite Baller as well. I take it 100%. Me too. Big up to you, Noah. Story. Cannot sell McTominay for 20. At least double up. Bro. We have to. That's all I have to say about that. Scotty's not going to Napoli. Not sure if you have seen his new Puma commercial. Don't you know Puma sponsors Napoli, brother? He is definitely going there. Let's say the two clubs agreed 15 million of Scotty. That's a good deal in my opinion. Bro, I would say the same thing. Let's get into the story about Christensen, because Barcelona are looking to push out the £25 million defender, and Manchester United and Tottenham are credited with interest. Now, this could be a paper talk, guys, but I think it might be interesting because this player is not that bad, actually. He's a very good defender. He's got height, physicality, and he's good on the ball. The magnitude of Barcelona's salary limit struggles remains unclear, but certainly it is not a healthy situation. After Ilkay Gundogan was encouraged to leave for Manchester City this week in order to save money, it seems that the Blaugrana will look to sell one of 2 defenders they had been planning to keep. According to Sport, selling one of Eric Garcia or Andreas Christensen is one of Deco's tasks in the final days of the transfer window in order to increase their spending capacity. The former is alleged more open to an exit than at the start of the summer. While Newcastle United were pursuing him at the start of the summer, their own financial fair play issues have ruled them out of the race. Barcelona want at least 25 million euros for Christensen, and the Catalan paper credit Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspurs with interest in the former Chelsea man. The Danish defender has 2 years left on his deal, and thus a sale makes sense for Barcelona. If they do not intend on renewing his contract, his camp are testing the market. Meanwhile, Garcia is keen to stay and fight for his chances. Barcelona may tell him that he will receive little game time, knowing that Girona remain interested in him. He spent last year on loan there, but Barcelona would want the transfer of the 23-year-old. There's also been talk of the Blaugrana moving for a right back in the last week of the window. If that is the case, then Jules Koundé could return to central defense. Reports at the start of the summer claimed that Garcia could return to Girona for 15 to 20 million euros. Although Quique Carcel is yet to make a move for him, recent information at Barcelona are still looking to bring in a left winger, in particular Juventus Federico Chiesa. And there is no doubt that they have a couple of too many options in central defense, although the same can be said for their attack. Christensen has been constantly good at the back for Barcelona and provided solid performances since his arrival. Garcia's form has been less than consistent, but he is coming off the best season yet for Girona and the Olympic gold medal with Spain. He also is 5 years Christensen's junior. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. Could this be a deal that Manchester United will be looking to do to strengthen our defensive options going forward? 1 second, guys. Wow. Yo. So, guys, what are your thoughts? Mark Davies, good morning to you. Do you think United will sell Scotty? I think Scotty is a goner, my guy. I think Scotty is a goner. I think these guys had an emergency meeting yesterday as well. There's been reports about it that they had an emergency meeting this week. I think they're going to accept the next deal that they get for Scott McTominay, whether it be from Fulham for £20 million, or it comes in the form of Galatasaray, or it comes from Napoli. But I would put Napoli as the front runners. We know Scott McTominay has agreed personal terms. He has not agreed personal terms with Fulham, but he did with Napoli and Galatasaray, surprisingly. So maybe that statement says that Scott McTominay wants to move outside of the Premier League because he doesn't want to face Manchester United weekend more than once a season, unless it's in the European Championship. It could be seen that he's showing some loyalty to the club. At the same time, we need him to leave this summer as well. You know, it's not one thing that he does. He has the mentality. That's a definite. He does have all the good vibes of what it means to be a Manchester player. The biggest problem is that Scott McTominay is just a bit limited, guys. So I could see that being the reason why we want him to move him on, because he's not going to suit the profile of the style of football we want to play going forward. Big up to you guys coming in. Christensen is better than Evans and Lindelof as well. No more defenders, but he is better than Branthwaite. 100%. 100%. 71 watching, guys. Please, smash the likes early. Let's get to a minimum of 50 likes, please. It will definitely really go a long way to helping the channel grow, guys. And I will thank you in advance for smashing the likes. Thank you so much. Big up to you guys coming in. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. Big up to GB. Good morning to you, my brother. How old is Christensen? Hold on, let me check. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think he's probably like 28. I think he's probably like 28 or something like that. Yeah, he's 28 years old right now. He just turned 20. He turned 28 in April, guys. So yeah, Christensen is 28. So I don't think that's a bad deal. You know, he comes here, he plays 2 or 3 seasons. We get him in his prime because, you know, players usually go into their prime around 27. You know what I mean? And they should last like about 2 or 3 years. So I think it might be interesting to get him. Don't need another CB. We have a left back and 1 CDM and a midfielder. We need one. Yo, listen, Yali. We do actually need another centre back. We need someone who could come in for Lisandro Martinez, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We need someone to come in for Lisandro Martinez, bro. In my honest opinion, that's more important than a left back. Christensen too old, doesn't fit in your structure and profile. Yeah, Macmillan, I understand what you're saying there, bro. I think it's going to be hard pressed, you know, to sign a player above the 25-year-old mark that Ineos has set as their barometer for their targets. But at the same time, Mac, if you look at it like this, right, we actually might need some experience, because if you look at the center back pairings that we currently have, guys, we have Lisandro Martinez possibly partnering with Matthijs de Ligt. Now, who's going to partner Lenioro? Harry Maguire? I think we should partner Lenioro with someone who has the experience in winning stuff. Maybe like a Christensen, or maybe even like a Mario Hermoso. And it might not seem like the most attractive deal, but the key thing is that their experience and ability to increase Lenny Euro's experience exponentially while playing next to him and make him better is exactly why I think this deal, or a deal for Mario Hermoso, would be perfect for Manchester United right now. I think if we pair Lenny Euro with one of the likes of those, he will become a monstrous defender in the next 18 months. And I think it's going to be great for Manchester United. 117 more subscribers to 1,000, guys. Come on, guys. Let's try to get to 17 subscribers before the stream ends. Try to get 17 subscribers, guys. Share it around. Smash the likes. Let's see if we can get 17 more subscribers in the next 5 minutes. Will we get a here we go today on Ugarte? Hopefully this deal is done, please. Well, what I can say about Ugarte, he has been our priority. The recent reports have claimed that we have both gained an agreement on terms of the final price of the player. So the obligation to buy is already kicked in. It's on the table. Now, Man United, what they are trying to do is find a way in the next 24 hours to see if they can pay the full price, or if they just initiate the obligation to buy loan deal. So we're going to hear a major update on that in the next 6 hours, I think, or 24 hours. I think before tonight, we're going to hear here we go on this deal, because Fabrizio has pinned the comment. I will show you guys just this example right now as well. Last night I was talking about it. Fabrizio pinned the comment on his page, and you know what happens when the transfer boss does that. No, every single player that gets pinned to that list, they move to the club in question. And I will share the tab with you and show you. It's Fabrizio's pinned tweet. Guys, look at it right here. Fabrizio has pinned it. You know what I mean? Manchester United have agreed personal terms a month ago. The contract is terms discussed. Player keen on moving to United even without Champions League football. Club to club talks continue with PSG, and as more clubs have also inquired. The same agent as Lenny Euro, George Mendes. Guys, he's not the only one has pinned this tweet. I've also seen the pin of this tweet by another very, very important transfer journalist. And he comes from Germany, guys. And I'm talking about Florian Plettenberg. He also pinned the same tweet, said the same things. Advanced negotiations now for Manuel Ugarte. Understand that Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain are getting closer, either a permanent deal or a loan with obligation to buy. More details to be clarified. Not done deal yet, but all parties involved. And let me drop down and read the rest for you. All parties involved to get the deal done soon. Verbal agreement is done and sealed. Can you see this, guys? Verbal agreement is done and sealed. So, guys, while we are in the final stages of this deal, it could be happening. It could be happening in the next few hours. When I could come off live right now, and you could hear, here we go, because the verbal agreement is done. It is sealed already. Now it's just to finalize the final little payments. We don't really need a top striker, broski. And who would that top striker be? And don't tell me Ivan Toney, bro, because this dude has only scored 15 open play goals in 4 seasons. He scored 20 penalties, and none of them came in the same season. Let's put it like this. Over 4 years, his best season was a 21-goal haul where he scored 14 penalties, and he had scored, something like 8 or 7 goals from open play. Since then, he has not been able to get on the score sheet quite as much, and he's asking for £400,000 per week in wages. He is not worth that, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Big up to you, Story, but Ivan Toney is not a top striker by any means. He's not prolific because, Bruno Fernandes takes our penalties. If that's the case, when is he going to score a goal? 20 of his 36 Premier League goals in the last 4 seasons were scored by penalties. So how is he going to score? When is he going to be a goal scorer? Mark, if we only rid of Evans or Lindelof right now, our main goal is that we need a midfielder and a left back. Actually, I don't think that's the case. Guys, you keep talking about getting rid of Evans when Manchester United gave Evans a contract at the beginning of June for a 1-year extension. Why would we be getting rid of him when we gave him a contract in June this year, bro? That's not something likely to happen. We extended his contract so he would be a backup, right, in the background. So it's not that he's going to be a main defender. Of course, he might start 1 or 2 games, probably mostly in the Carabao Cup. But at the same time, we gave him a 1-year extension. He ain't going anywhere. I think Lindelof has a better chance of leaving with the interest coming in from Fenerbahce as well as Saudi Arabia. Now, the interesting thing about Lindelof, he has a similar contract to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so we will have to pay him off. But remember, 2 weeks ago, I gave you guys the information. United held an important meeting where they talked about paying off 2 players to help them move on with contracts before the end of the window. Big up to Noah. And the biggest thing is that they're going to be moving on these players very, very soon. I think you're going to hear on deadline day Victor Lindelof is going to Fenerbahce, in my honest opinion. What's the bigger saga, McTominay or Ugarte? I think it's McTominay. We've been trying to sell McTominay since last summer. You know, we got a £30 million offer for this guy last summer and we refused. Man, people be moving mad in Manchester, bro. They be moving mad. From what I understood from Mick's channel is that McTominay has the ambition to play in Italy. Yeah, guys, this is why I keep telling everyone, McTominay wants that Napoli move. I think Napoli is where he's going to go. He has agreed terms with Napoli, my bro. It's a verbal agreement. Alfredo Padula has confirmed this. Not only Alfredo Padula, but Florian Plettenberg as well as Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano confirmed this like almost a week ago when he said McTominay has agreed verbally personal terms and gave priority to Napoli in negotiations. So the Muppeteers could say that, but that's because they were trying to sell him to Fulham, in my honest opinion. You know what I mean? If you go back and listen to that same video where Fabrizio Romano spoke about, you would hear that he said McTominay, after talks with the CEO of Napoli and Antonio Conte, he has agreed verbally and given priority to Napoli. That one sentence was actually said, I'm quoting word for word in that opinion. Big up to you, broski. 24 likes, Onana, get in the building. Big up, I'm great, thanks. Branthwaite is only 21. Branthwaite is garbage, bro. Let's just keep it real. Branthwaite has done nothing to deserve a fee of 160k per week. He's done nothing to deserve Manchester United offering £65 million for him. He's had 1 season in the Premier League and his club finished where 14th. He was not even one of the best defenders in Europe in his age group this season, my bro. If you look at the stats, Branthwaite is ranked 28th in Europe of all players under 23 and their quality of performance. Lenny Euro is 3rd because he was in the League One team of the season, my brother. You know what I mean? Gonzalo Ignacio is 5th. Antonio Silva is 7th. There are lots of defenders ahead of him that will cost less money than Branthwaite, my bro. Even Mark Guerri is in number 11th or 12th place in the rankings. You can go check it online, bro. Big up to Sancho. Hopefully, if he stays, he contributes and shows the intensity of a player that we spent the money for quite some time ago. But if not, guys, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. Big up to you, Brendan, coming in. Wouldn't it make more sense to get Hermoso? 100%, bro. It would make so much more sense to get Hermoso on a free. I think it's the deal we should be doing. We have not closed the door on it completely. Hermoso also changed agencies to facilitate a move to stay in Europe and not with the agency that was trying to accept moves at the same price as what the offers were coming from Saudi. Let's see how it goes. I don't think we need a CB just now. We have more important positions to improve. Like which ones? The left back? Hermoso plays center back and left back, so I think he does both jobs, bro, to be fair. And to be fair, Nusa Mazraoui could operate on the left in some games. Delo could also as well. We have a young Harry Amas who could come in and deputize, as well as, you know, I think we might be getting Malacia back in October, at the end of October. So it's one of those things where I would actually bring in Hermoso. I think he could play the left back as well. He could also play the left center back role and give back up to Martinez. So I think that's the most important thing because we actually don't have someone who could replace Martinez. And that's really important. Christian is 28. Wouldn't be a bad deal. Get Lindelof out and get Christensen in. That would be a no-brainer. I would actually like to get Hermoso over Christensen. Have you subscribed, guys? Smash a like if you have. Let me know in the comments as well. Big up to you. Big up to you guys. Casemiro Hermoso is more experienced and free, cheaper deal, better player. He's won more in my opinion as well. I would definitely be looking at him. Christensen have lots of experience, a cheap price, but it would be a price. It would be a price. But I would prefer a striker. Zirk is not an out-and-out striker. Do not like false nines. I mean, Christensen has experience, but Hermoso is on a free, bro. Hermoso is on a free. All we have to do is pay his wages. It's better we get Hermoso. Maybe we might have enough money to get a striker like you're asking for. But in my honest opinion, knowing that Ethan Wheatley has been promoted to the third striker this season, I think we already have a backup in sight. Now, it might not be the perfect situation, guys. I know some of you might not like the fact that we have three very young strikers and they're not going to be that finished article right now. But, guys, it could pay off. Just as much as it could fail, there's a 50% chance that it could pay off. Zirkzee has gotten off the mark already. Højlund is going to be seeing that and roaring and ready to come and fight to get his goal as well. And with young Ethan Wheatley behind them, learning from both of them, I think we're going to have a synergetic situation as the season progresses. It's just been the first game. I think we should, be a little bit patient. I don't think we need a striker, in my honest opinion. I think we have enough up front, especially since we have to develop those two strikers, and it would not make sense to delay their development by a year or two by adding a third striker who's going to want to dominate game time. We only have an average of about 55 to 60 games this season guaranteed. If we get a third striker, how much game time will these two young strikers get? They need to at least get 20 or 25 games of at least 70 to 80 minutes between them together. And that's already 40 to 50 games of playing. We won't have enough to share game time with another striker who's probably going to want to come in and start, especially if they are the finished article. How Maguire is playing now and he and Euro would ruin attackers. Yeah, it's possible, It's possible. I'm not going to rule out Maguire, but just for safety purposes, I would really like to get Hermoso. I think Maguire has done really good in the first game, stopped a certain goal with that leg sticking out in the perfect timing. I don't think it was luck. I think he meant that. Big up to everyone watching. 74, and we got only 22. That's a bad flip, guys. Let's invert that like figure, guys. Let's get to 70 likes. Come on, people. Smash the likes for your boy, Mark and MUFCFAN. You know what it is. Well, the only updates on outgoings right now is Scott McTominay deal still being negotiated with Napoli, as well as the deal for Hannibal Mejbri that possibly could be going to Burnley or Leeds United. Guys, this is all that I have. No Tony for you. Big up for that. Yeah, I've heard about this, but at the same time, what I can say to you, it's been a verbal offer that we kind of actual approach with an official offer with money on the table. We just prospectively mentioned this in a discussion we were having over completing paperwork for Højlund. I think the actual situation with Edison is that if we are to go in for him, it might be for next season or in January, or if Napoli were to if Atalanta were to suddenly agree to accept a certain lower fee now with the payments amortized after we secure Ugarte, who is our priority, who knows what could happen, guys. It's going to be very interesting. So, guys, stay tuned. Yeah, Tony wants 450 a week. No one will take him. Actually, I hear Tony is going to Al Hilal. They have probably reached an agreement with Brentford. They have also agreed personal terms with Tony. I think he's heading off to Saudi in the next coming days. Swap or part exchange McTominay for Edison, maybe. Well, it's two different teams. One is Napoli and one is Atalanta, so I don't know if that might be able to be possible. I don't think Atalanta is interested in Scott McTominay. Tony is another one whose ego outshines his capabilities, just like Rashford and Sancho. 100%. Big up to you, Football Fan Zone. What's up, my brother? Hope you're well. Evans is good for the locker room. That's exactly why we gave him that extension. You know what I mean? Anthony, Bruno can't even take a good corner anymore. Well, I mean, don't worry, you got Ahmad on the corners recently, even when Bruno is on the field. I think that's an interesting development, so we can move on from that. Big up to Jim Watkins coming in. How are you? Nice to see you being discharged from the hospital earlier this morning. Feeling good, but still in pain and recovering, ready to kick on. Big up, my brother. And we will be kicking on this weekend. Join us later on this evening for the match preview as well, guys. The manager's press conference is today. I will be live. I will be live with Mick Ruby. The M&M show will be back. It will be streaming to both my channel and the MUFC Realist TV community. And guys, come in, smash your likes as we listen and tune in to Erik ten Hag's comments as he faced the media today. I think the press conference is going to be around 4 p.m. UK time. Let me just confirm that for you guys so we can, let you off on a high note. Let me just let you know the time of the manager's press conference. It's going to be interesting, guys. I think United is going to do very well this season. I think we're going to go into smashing Brighton. A lot of people might not agree with me, but I think we're going to do it. So let me just check. Oh, so the manager's press conference is 4:45 p.m., guys. So get in, come in, smash your like, join your boy Mark and MUFC fan and Mick Ruby for the manager's press conference at 4:45 UK time. We will be here. Big up to Elite, big up to you, Compos. Bring me Inacio, says Joe Blackman. Who is the Bruno substitute? Bro, we don't know yet. We don't know. Maybe it might be a youngster coming in. You don't know. Maybe it might just be Mason Mount. Getting Branthwaite would be an insult to our academy, and the fee and salary would just be criminal. 100%. I'm not even going to argue that, bro. I'm telling you. Mac Mill, have you watched Christensen? He's playing for Barca in a high line, and Brand sitting low, poor Everton shuffling away. Wake up. 100%. Big up to that comment. Big up to you guys coming in. Anthony Oko, we can't afford to have him in the box. Yeah, both Zirkzee and Ugarte or Casemiro are physically needed to win those corners. Brendan, big up to you guys. Let's see what's going on here in the last bit before I go. Compose, smash the likes immediately. Ivan Toney, yeah, that's the current reports, bro. Ivan Toney going to Al Hilal, Al Ahly is what I said, not Al Hilal. So it's going to be interesting. Danilo from Nottingham. Well, United still interested in Danilo, but we have not made any formal approaches just yet. I think the £35 million, it might be something we might do on the deadline day after getting Ugarte. There has been lots of reports, as you can see on the thumbnail. United want 2. So it's possible that we might make an approach for a secondary midfielder in the last final days after securing the Manuel Ugarte in the window, but we must secure that deal before we make any other offers, since we are trying to break PSG down from their price at the end of the day. So it's going to be one of those things where we secure the Ugarte deal and anything else after that, which I think could possibly be a Mario Hermoso, an Adrian Rabiot, or if not a Rabiot, possibly it could be maybe the Danilo. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Jim Watkins. Big up to all of you coming in. Big up to you, Swali Saluman. Big up to you, my brother. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Big up to Nero. Nero, we got to watch along this weekend, brother. Hope you're going to be there. Big up, my bro. Yeah. Bro, Danilo broke his leg in the first game. Seriously. Well, guess that transfer is off, guys. Wow. That is a... Wow. I kind of feel really bad for Danilo, bro. He was doing so well. Wouldn't mind seeing him at United, to be fair. Oh, Chido Obi Martin. Before I go, guys, the Chido Obi Martin situation, yes, he has moved to Manchester United. The problem is we cannot announce him until the ratification of our compensation for Arsenal, who made a report to the FA that we probably tapped up the player and we did this illegally. Well, after the FA have sorted out everything and done their investigation, they have ruled that United will complete a minor compensation fee to Arsenal FC. And as soon as we complete that, which will happen at the end of the January window, we will announce young Chido Obi Martin. But he's already in Manchester United. We just can't announce it yet, and that's the only problem. Yeah, it was a horrible injury for Danilo. Bro, get well soon, brother. Hope you get better. You know what I mean? Hate to see these kind of things happen to players. I didn't watch that game, so I didn't know that happened. And that's probably the reason why we have not gone back in for Danilo. Guys, thank you all of you so much for being here. Big up to all of you for joining me. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget, on your way out, if you have not liked the video yet, please smash a like and help the channel grow. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Can we get there this weekend? I hope we can. Please, guys, take this time, smash a like, share it around. and help us get to 1K. Let's grow this community, guys. Big up to all of you joining me. It's been your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, with the morning news and morning views. I'll catch you guys later.